Hey everybody, welcome to the OTC Club. Today's guest is Lamorne Morris from New Girl. Yeah, that's one of my favorite shows. But everybody give him a welcome. Go ahead and hit those emojis. You see that heart at the bottom of the screen. Hit those emojis. Let me know it's real. Hey. Remember, this space is being recorded, as you can see at the top right corner of the screen. Now, also, go ahead and follow everybody up here. Follow Lamorne. And once you have questions at the end, all questions are asked at the end of this thing. Let's do it. And not financial advice. This is for educational purposes only.
You asking the wrong
So,
one then.
you want some financial advice? Today is not the day.
He's like, Christine tricked me. I thought I was gonna get some financial advice. He's like, I
Right.
gotta
Oh
go.
my God.
I thought I was getting the advice. Oh my goodness.
No.
Um,
But all right,
just
all
know,
right.
everybody,
Hey,
I
Lamorne,
lost it
how you
all.
doing?
Everybody, I lost it all. I'm still trying to get it back. No, I'm kidding.
Well, thank you so much for letting us know you lost it all.
Hey, let us help
We
you
all
with
lost it
our
all.
let
How
us
many
help you
times?
with our non-financial advice here.
Exactly. All right, Christine, take it away, young lady.
All right. So how are you today,
I'm
Lamorne?
good.
I want to call you Winston because of New Girl, so
It's
I
so
don't know.
hard not to.
I might switch back and forth. I might switch back.
You know what? I'm okay with it.
Mhm.
People do it all the time. It doesn't it bother me. That just means people were fans and people were fans of the show. And hopefully I'll do something. I have a show now called Woke. So y'all, my character's name is Keith. So maybe people start calling me Keith one day. It's all fine for me. It's all fine.
Yeah, I looked into that, so I will be now watching that. So you might be Keith next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please somebody call me Keith. Just please, I'll take anything. Keith Knight, Keith Sweat. I don't care. Just
Just
call me
not
Keith.
Winston?
Just don't. I mean, you can call me Winston if you want to.
This-
You know what I mean? That's
All
perfectly
right,
fine.
Winston, let's
Uh,
go.
yeah, if you keep calling me Winston, though, it's gonna be a problem. 'Cause you know my real name. Stop it.
I know, I know. All right, Lamorne. So it's great to have you here.
Thank you.
And it's not a podcast that has to do with your acting and comedy skills. It's a financial podcast. Like, how does that feel to do? Are we your first like finance podcast?
Yeah, because it's that type of stuff is kind of personal to me. So but people ask me questions all the time about what it is that I'm doing, or the spaces that I'm in, or how I feel about this or about that, and I tell them. But so this is the first time it's a very public forum where I'm speaking on things. So I am a little, I'm a little secretive about certain things because my business is my business. Damn it.
stuff. So, Lamorne, just tell us a little bit about your background, how you got into the acting and entertainment business, because I myself was an actor back in the day until
I
circumstances, determined otherwise. But now I'm here on this podcast with Christine, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So please tell me how you got into your acting and entertainment industry.
well, it started when I was a lot younger. Probably, I got the I got the itch and realized that I should be a performer. Probably around the time I was like 13 at church. I want to say I was doing church plays, things like that. And then when I moved to the west. I'm from Chicago. I'm from the south side of Chicago, and then I moved to the west burbs of Chicago, in an area called Glen Ellen. And then I went in high school. Basketball was my whole thing. Basketball was like my entire like. I just love basketball so much, but I didn't make the basketball team. So it's kind of like, what do I do with my time? Like, what do I? I was so used to just playing ball before school, during school, after school, and so now I didn't really know what I wanted to do as far as extracurricular activities go, and so would try out for a school play, and then I would make it. Then I was in men's choir, and so I realized the entertainment space was something that I was good at, and it was something that I was comfortable with, and I still, even at that moment, didn't know that I could make a career out of it until probably my senior year in high school, when I would get kicked out of class a lot for just goofing off, talking too much in school, and then they would send me to detention. And in that detention, I remember a teacher gave me a pamphlet for a place called Second City, Chicago, which is improv and comedy and sketch school. And they have stages you can perform at. You can get a troupe, a team, or whatever you call it, and you can just get on stage and you can perform and showcase your stuff. And so that's how I realized that I could make a business out of this and continue to go forward. And then one thing led to another. Hey, how do I get on television? Oh, you audition. How do I audition? Get an agent. How do I get an agent? Get some headshots. Okay, cool. Get headshots. What do I do now? You send it out to the agents. Okay. What do you do now? You audition. And you know what I mean? And so you go step by step by step by step. Meanwhile, I'm in school. I'm studying theater. I'm studying acting. I'm taking classes. And one thing leads to another. And I get a job hosting for BET. I was one of the hosts in 2005. They had this thing called the New Faces Search. Then I jumped on that platform, and the rest is history. You know, pretty much from there, once you're in, you kind of start figuring out your way. You start meeting people, you start networking, you start figuring out which route you should take, where you're most comfortable. And then from there, I left New York, moved to LA, and went cold turkey. You know, went rock bottom, super broke, living in and out of my car, borrowing money from this person, that person. You know, and life has its weird way of humbling you. I was on TV for a little bit at BET, and then I thought, well, this is it. This is the rest is just history, right? Speedboats and Ferraris. Ain't this how it works? And that was absolutely not how it worked. And then from there, I had to figure it out. And then I just hit the ground running again. One audition leads to another audition, leads to booking an audition, and then, New Girl happened, and then the rest is history. And the
Do
rest you
you
can
feel
probably find on
like
Wikipedia if you wanted to. I don't know.
do you feel like New Girl was your bigger break?
Bigger break, yes, yes. I mean, I had done some commercials right before, which were great because they got me out of debt, they paid the bills, and they got me a little bit of notoriety because of one of my commercials. I did this Vegas commercial, and that's how I got the audition for New Girl. Casting director, apparently they had exhausted all of the folks in town when they were trying to figure out who they were going to cast as this character on the show, and they had read everybody. And casting director was watching TV, and he saw me in one of the commercials and said, "Hey, let's get that guy. Who's that dude? And so let's have him read." And so I came in and auditioned, and then that was it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's really cool. So how did you get on Second City? Because I tried and that shit is hard as hell. But
I mean, I got thanks to there was a woman named Deanna Griffin, who started this initiative at Second City Chicago, called Brown Co. It was a touring company. We would have our own. It was like a lot of black and brown folks. The audiences at Second City were just very, very white. Wasn't a lot of black folks in the
okay.
audience, what Hispanic folks in the audience, no Asian, Indian. There was nothing in that audience. So they were like, how do we this is Chicago. We're a pretty diverse city. How do we get folks in the seat? How do we put these brown butts in the seats? And it was like, well, you should get some brown performers up there. And so they started this initiative where they just start looking all over for talent, except, besides the usual places. And so, they found a lot of cats. They found a lot of cats that way. And I came in. At first, when I came in, I was just auditioning. And then they gave me a scholarship there after my audition, and then put me on stage. That was it.
That's
Thank you. That's
so
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Shoot. I should have went to Chicago. Go
You
ahead,
should. What
Christine.
second city did you
yeah.
go to? What second city did you go to? Let me
Los
try to think.
Angeles.
Oh yeah, you
Mm.
making mistakes.
Yeah,
You're
that was
making
a hell of a
mistakes
mistake.
downtown. You should have been in Chicago. It's the only place to do it. Only place to do it. I mean, no, I'm not throwing shade at Second City, Los Angeles. That's not what I'm doing at
Throw
all.
all the shade you
Fine.
want. This is a
That's
safe
fine if you
space.
throw shade at
This is a
her.
safe
Yeah.
space.
Well, it's just
Throw
that
all the shade at
no. It's just that
um,
it's that when you're dealing with comedy and you're dealing with these schools and these institutions, Chicago is like the hub, and Second City is the hub in Chicago. When you come to LA, you got Groundlings and UCB. Those are the places. Those are the
Yeah,
premier
I tried for
places.
Groundlings too, but
That's okay. You're here now.
You're here
Doll.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll
Fine.
tell you my story about trying out for a bunch of these comedy plays. I guess I'm not funny enough.
No. You can be. You can be. You just gotta believe in yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. Go ahead, Christine.
Believe in
All
yourself.
right. So let's go back to Winston. Winston Keith Lamorne. Okay, so what got you to venture over to investing in stocks, real estate, crypto, and NFTs? Because that's what we always wonder is like, I wonder if celebs like do a lot of investing. And I know like it's as easy as hiring, someone to do it for you. But when you had let me know that you do all of the above, I was like, oh shoot, okay. Like what got you into that?
Just curiosity, to be honest with you. When you're in high school, you take these classes on investing, and at that time I didn't really think much of it. Didn't really pay too much attention. I just thought, nah, that's not for me. Not realizing that it's for everyone, and that you should. That's something you definitely should pay attention to. I Once I started making a little bit of money, I just remembered what it was like when I lost all of my money, and I said, you know what, acting is great. It's my favorite thing to do. Um, it, but it's a crapshoot. You don't know. A lot of times, your fate is in someone else's hands. Obviously, as a creator in this business now, I can generate for myself. I can create for myself, and there are lots of means to bring in income. But when you're starting out, you don't know how long it'll last. And so when I got on New Girl, you're making your money every episode, and your thing, the thing that goes through your head is all the examples before you of cats that you saw on television that weren't on television anymore, but didn't invest right, or didn't save right, or spent their money on the wrong things. And so I just said, you know what, that's something I definitely don't want to do, and I want to make my money work for me. I don't want to be aggressive about it, because it does take some energy, it does take some effort, it does take a lot of time. You know, it's a lot of homework, and again, my passion and my focus is acting and creating, and staying on a creative lane. So I don't get too aggressive, but there are just general things that I do, that I make sure my money is being saved, it's being used well, it's growing for me, it's making me money. And now, with the crypto and NFT space, man, that's something that, again, friends would talk about, and again, I'm like, I'm an actor, this is not my lane, and then you just fall into it somehow. you
And now you're addicted.
I wouldn't say addicted. I would say I want to be. Here's the thing, I want to be. I'm still learning, just like a lot of folks are. I'm still learning. I've had some ups and downs in it, but I'm still figuring it out. The NFT space is something that I'm very, very interested in now, because it also gives me the opportunity to use my creativity as well, not just purely crunching numbers. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, the NFT space
Mm-hmm.
is so fascinating, and I think it's going to have a lot to do with, the entertainment industry and how it cuts out a lot of middlemen, and I think it's going to be a lot of consumer direct to artist. So
Right.
that's like the super cool thing.
Exactly. I mean, as an artist, that's your dream, right? That's your goal. Is I want to create something, and capitalize on it as much as I can. And in that space, I mean, you hear stories about people selling their artwork for $70 million, like stuff like that. That just blows
Yep.
my mind. That's the type of stuff that I don't know how the hell they did that. I know a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people in this room probably know exactly
Yep.
how. And I am so curious myself. I'm like, you know
Well,
what?
welcome, welcome.
We'll help you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Welcome.
appreciate that.
You have now you're in the inside. This is the inside spaces, is where you find out all the information. So now you're in the inside of NFT
Yeah,
world and crypto
yeah,
world.
yeah. But if I
Mm-hmm.
learn something in this room, do I have to give that person 10% of everything I make?
Nope, nothing,
Yeah,
not a
yeah,
Great,
damn thing.
yeah. Me.
great.
Not
Well,
that. You just send us your whole NFT portfolio.
yeah, I
That's it.
got you.
That's all you have to do. That's it.
I got you. I got you.
Speaking of that, Lamorne, how do you feel about the metaverse? Are you familiar with the metaverse?
I am familiar with the
Okay,
metaverse.
cool.
It scares the hell out of me.
So that takes the other question away. Will you do any shows in the in the metaverse in the
Oh,
anytime in the
I absolutely will. I still will.
future?
I
Hmm.
don't, I don't. It's not that I don't subscribe to that virtual world, but
Hmm.
I dip and dabble when I'm bored. I have
Hmm.
my VR headset. You play around in there a little bit. I usually use it to, like, when I'm house shopping, because I I like homes. That's the thing. I like houses. I'm selling and buying another house, and I was considering buying in another state recently. And as opposed to flying back and forth like I was doing, looking at different properties, I think it's called Wanderer. I think the app is called Wanderer. I would just go in there and I would type the address in, and I would just walk around that neighborhood and see what that
Whoa.
neighborhood
Really?
was like. Yeah, it makes it a lot easier for me because I want to know the neighborhood I'm looking at. I've bought a few homes, bought, sold, and I just, that's my thing. That's my thing is making sure the neighborhood's cool and safe. I have a kid now, I'm a 1 year old, and like,
Oh,
thank you,
congratulations.
thank you, thank you. And I just want to make sure the neighborhood's great for her. And so that's how I use VR. But the metaverse itself, man, it seems spooky. I'm not gonna lie to you. It seems very, very spooky.
Yeah, it's
Um,
different.
yeah.
Different.
But if there's a show that somebody wants to pay me a lot of money to do it, I'm all about the metaverse then.
You're like funny you bring this up. I love it.
Hey guys, I will be a sellout. No. Uh,
All right, so my next question, we kind of already touched on it, so I'm just gonna, wing this here and do some improv. But you said you do like real estate and then you do stocks, dabble in crypto and NFTs. Where do you feel so with real estate, do you feel like the money is flipping houses or rentals?
well, I have friends, and I don't want to put them on blast, but I have one friend in here who knows about the rental side of things. Who
Put them on blast. Put them on
jukebox
blast.
jukebox is great at that stuff. But for me, it's for me it's flipping. Um, I a lot of my I have a lot of equity in I think four homes, three homes, and so last home made a pretty good profit on. This house probably going to make a pretty good profit on. Again, I'm not aggressive, but I look at obviously my living expenses. That's a utility for me. It's something that I have to have, so I don't look at that as wasted. When you know, I encourage everyone if you can to own. I think everybody probably is of the same mind, unless someone has a difference of opinion that I don't know about. But owning is to me the best way to go because that's yours. And I look at it once you sell the house, like I lived for free. I lived for free for however many years. I don't flip houses that I don't live in, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Those are my homes, but I have a plan where I'm gonna get out of that house in a few years. But I have to love the house. I do work to the house, all that type of stuff. And that's just my personality type, and I make money on each of those homes. Um,
Do you flip them like are they fixer uppers or it's kind of just
the first one was, and the second one wasn't really a fixer upper, but I did add a lot of stuff to the house. So to add equity to the house. So it's not necessarily a fixer upper. The first one I bought at a low price because the house wasn't done being built. So I bought it from the builder before it was finished. And
Oh,
so
okay.
you go in and then you work with that builder to fix certain things, but then the house is yours, and then all that goes back, all that goes back to you, and hopefully you can make a profit from it. But if not, you just look at it like, hey, I pretty much lived for free. Obviously, you have taxes and things like that, but
Hmm.
I look at
So
I
like
look at
house,
that
I
as
think it's called house hacking. Is that
house
is that what
hacking.
the term is? The house hacking. I think that's
House
what it is.
hacking. Well, I don't know what the
Where you
term is.
live for free, and then you flip the house. I think it's house hacking.
Oh, maybe, or I could just be a squatter.
I was gonna say,
I could
like, is
just
that called a
That's the
squatter?
bougie way. I'm trying to
yeah,
listen. I'm trying to give him the benefit
house
of the
hacking,
doubt.
aka
He's a
squatting.
squatter.
Yeah, aka squatter. Hey,
Lamore is a squatter.
Don't mind if I do. Uh,
hey, not financial advice, but you could live for free
If you just
just
squat in the
squatting in a
house,
that is
house
great
hacking.
financial advice. That
house hacking.
I mean, you don't got to pay rent. You can live in a mansion.
Oh,
Hey,
let
there
me
you
find out. I'm coming to house squat with you, Lamore.
Hey, please do. I usually start with 4 bedrooms and up, so don't worry about it. We got plenty of
Okay.
space.
Bet,
Um,
go.
bet. That sounds wonderful. Anyway, back to stocks, crypto, and NFTs. What are some things that you're looking at now so far as stocks, cryptos, and as NFTs are concerned? I mean,
Uh,
it's by the dip time, so you know.
yeah. Well, in the NFT side of things, so I have a broker on the stock side of things. On in the NFT side of things, it's all trading cards. That's something that with NBA Top Shot, that's something that I really do enjoy. Um,
Nice.
I it's just that to me, it's just fun for me. I don't even look at it as a money maker, even though it is. It's just fun for me. Um, Now I'm diving into old things that I've done, if that makes sense. So I have a lot of fans from New Girl, like to call me Winston, things like that. But I
Me,
get asked all the
Me.
time. I get asked all the time, in my DMs, a million questions a day about behind the scenes stuff. What's this character like? Was that line you said, was that improvised? And I have like footage of all this stuff on my phone, meaning behind the scenes footage, stuff that no one else has ever seen, stuff that no one else has access to. So we're converting a lot of those things into that.
Oh,
So yeah,
cool.
that's my own personal thing. You know what I mean? And then we're adding some creative stuff around it. Again, it's something that is fun for me to do. Obviously, it takes a little bit of education on it, and I'm still learning. But that I think it'll always be a learning process, especially with the NFT space being the Wild West right now.
Right.
There's so much
It's
information
super
out there.
early.
Yeah,
Right, right.
you
And
know.
what better way to get to know the space and educate yourself in the space by making your own NFTs and,
Right,
seeing that
right.
out.
Exactly. And I mean, I wish I could be, Logan Paul and just make a trading card and
Oh my
you know,
gosh, I
make
know.
$5 million
I
in a few days. Like, but I'm still working on bleaching my skin. No, I'm kidding. Still
oh my
working
God,
on
just don't, don't, don't.
How about stocks? Like, what do you look for in stocks that you invest in?
His
Do you have your hands
his
on that, or is it more a broker?
his
It's
broker.
more it's more broker. I mean, I do have my hand. I mean, there's certain times where I would hear something and go, "Oh, what do you think about this?" Or if you're watching the news and you hear about a certain company, you go, "Oh, maybe this is a good idea," and then your broker kind of breaks it down to you like, "Here's
No.
why that's a bad idea." You
Oh,
think
you're like,
you know what I mean? You think you know, but you don't. And then sometimes, I mean, again, it still is your money. So, you know, Tesla was something that I didn't have a while ago. And I mean, I've had it now for a little bit, but before I didn't have it. And I remember talking with a friend of mine, and he thought I was crazy. He just thought,
Mm-hmm.
why wouldn't you? And I just thought, it was kind of high at the moment. And then talked to my broker about it, and he said, hey, look, we can jump into it. It is a little high right now. And I want to say maybe the next day it dropped dramatically, or
oh
something
my.
like before I bought it, it dropped dramatically. And then that,
Oh, so you're like,
Oh, that's
enter here.
good. Buy the dip.
yeah. And so that's when I got in, and it was just luck. It was just pure coincidence that my buddy brought it up to me at that moment. I waited, I stalled for a little bit. It dropped. I got in, things like that where, we weren't in it, but there are certain, I mean, we're in some general stuff, we're in some airline stuff, some hotel stuff. During the pandemic, a lot of the live event stuff kind of went away and it dropped. So that's when we jumped in, really. Because,
Oh, so
with
you
the,
made a shit ton of money.
well, that's personal. No, I don't,
He's
no,
all, I plead the fifth
Uh
on
huh.
that.
no to
Mm-hmm.
everything.
We know. We all the people who bought the dip know.
I am piss poor. I don't have any money. This is
He
all
said, "I'm
He's
speculative,
like,
broke."
guys.
hey, he's like, next question, please.
This is all speculative, guys. This is
Yeah, this is
me.
all. This is an
uh,
entertainment show, so we don't even know
hmm
what's going on.
Yeah,
Talking
So
we
let's
don't know.
circle
Scorpio.
back,
We
right?
don't know
Because
stocks.
everything's uncomfortable now. So let's circle back.
Hmm
Where can we see you? Where can we see you next, and when? Like any new films or shows
My
coming out
house.
soon that we look out for?
Uh, yes. So season 2 of Woke on Hulu is coming the top of the year. I have a film out now. I did an indie film a little bit ago with this dope director, Khaled Ridgway, out of USC. Um, read a script, jumped on it, called Death of a Telemarketer. That's out right now. Should be on demand or some theaters near you. And what else? What else? We're looking forward to a few things. Bloodshot 2, perhaps. Maybe the next Jumanji. I don't know.
Oh my
Just
God. Are you filming right now?
just trying to. At this current moment, no, I'm in the car talking to you.
Well, besides
No. Yes, I am. But not none of those projects that I was telling you about at the moment. But I am currently filming something. Yes.
Doll wants to know, which is Stacky Robinson. She wants to know if you could help her get her big break.
Yes.
Sure. Listen, Lamorne. I probably ran into you a long time ago because I was out there in these streets and these acting streets. But I'm not, trying to get my big break again.
He's over.
Yeah. Listen, you got it. You got it. This is your
Sure.
big break. You're gonna meet all
All
kinds of
right,
people.
let's do it. Let's do a show together. Let's go.
Listen, I'm totally down. Obviously, do we follow each other? I think we follow each other. I think we all do. But yeah, hey, listen, go into acting class. That's it. Just get a teacher and just start working. That's it.
I
The
probably
grind.
do need a teacher again. I probably
Yeah.
do.
Listen, it's a muscle. It's just like, yeah, keep building it up. That's why I keep
That's what
telling
I'm.
my friends, because I'm swole. Obviously, I'm obviously very much so in shape. Obviously, I'm physically gifted as far as my body goes. Been blessed by God, not me. That's nothing but the man up above, doing wonders on my body. But, for everybody else, you just got to stay in the gym, stay humble.
Hey, I was gonna say that too. I was like, so let's talk about your profile photo and how buff you are on there.
Exactly. Very buff.
Is it photo? Some will
Some
say
say
it's
it's
photo.
Photoshop. That's what I heard.
Yeah, the street
That's
said
what I
it was
heard.
photo, but I mean, he said it. God blessed him. So
Let me tell you guys something, okay? Don't believe the streets. Don't believe what they say to you. The streets can kiss my ass. That is partly photoshopped, yes, but mostly not. Like, when I'm looking at it, like, oh, because it was album cover. You know what I mean? Like, that's what the lines
I feel you.
drawn in it. But listen, those abs are real. Those chesticles are real. Okay. I had dropped 30 pounds to take that photo. So I was doing all right.
Okay.
I
Did you put 35 pounds
I did
back
put it
on?
back on, but I'm working on getting it back off. The pandemic has been a son of a bitch. So I was eating a lot. I was enjoying myself.
oh my
Same
God.
here.
Yeah.
That's why I'm in the gym like 7 days a week anyway. But anyway, I went to Lamorne. So you play a hell of a Denzel Washington.
Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about, young lady. Huh?
Oh, that was so good. That was so
I was
good.
trying not to scream because that's my favorite skit. I posted it at the top if you guys never saw it. It's fucking
Is that the Denzel
hilarious.
skit?
Yes. Oh my God. It's so funny.
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
funny.
the hood cries every time we watch it.
Oh
The
my
hood
God.
cries.
No, I love that video. Melvin Gregg, shout out to Melvin Gregg, the phenomenal actor. If you haven't seen his show, Nine Perfect Strangers on Hulu, it's incredible. He made that. It was his idea for that video, and we just got a bunch of us together and we shot it. It took us like a couple hours to do it, but it was fun. It was a fun video.
I'm going to there's some requests to talk to you. If you guys want to request and ask Lamorne questions, go ahead and do so and I'll add you up. And then we have Uncle Traveling Matt. What's up?
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Hey.
Great.
Hey, what's up, on?
I only jumped on here because I saw Lamorne. I saw your name pop up. I'm working with Rebecca Reed on the Audrey Mouse project.
Yes, on the. Can I say what it is? The I can't talk about it. Can I? Or can you kids?
Oh yeah. We're public live now. If anybody's interested, I got it on my pinned tweet on my profile. What's Rebecca? I'm sorry. There's so many names with this.
Yeah.
Audrey, Rebecca, and then she played Nadia on New Girl. Sorry.
Yeah.
Feel free. Yeah, talk about whatever you've got. Yeah, man. Absolutely.
So Rebecca Reed played Nadia, the Cece's model friend on New Girl, the Russian model on the show. Yeah, and
Yeah.
she's so dope, so funny, and she created this character named Audrey Mouse, this cartoon character, and and she's also like the to me the most knowledgeable person in the NFT space, and she has since turned this into an NFT situation, and I didn't know I could speak on it, but I play a character and part of the animated situation that's going on. You said it's live right now. I didn't know that. We just recorded.
Yeah. So yeah, we last week we started on Monday, and we did basically we killed off a bunch of Audrey got pregnant and she had a bunch of baby mice.
Yeah.
And we killed off we had 12, so we got 5 left. So we killed off 7?
Yeah.
My math isn't great right now. Yeah, and then starting next week, we're going to continue to do all that stuff. We just kind of just opened the Discord and just, they haven't really advertised it that much. Okay. It's just starting to go.
Okay, nice.
But yeah, it's all in process. So if you want to give us some alpha, I'm totally in.
Oh man, the more information I have, the better, and I would love to come back on here and talk about it. But I want to dive. Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah, you said so. You put the link up again. I'm just not realizing how this stuff works. So the link is up there right now. Oh yeah. Okay, I see the link up there right now.
Yeah, it's up there.
Yeah, so folks, go check that out. That man, she still owes me a phone call to teach me more about it, about what's happening in her universe. But
you know what? It's definitely something you gotta talk to her about. I know I just texted her yesterday, and she came back from Miami, and she said she's got no voice at all.
Okay.
So she can't speak right this second. So I actually sent her a text a little while ago saying you're on here, but I think she just can't even speak.
Oh yeah, she can.
So yeah.
Well, go to the link, everybody. Go to the link right there, and you'll.
Yeah,
the link is up there, guys, on the Nest. The link is up there. Make sure you guys click on it and follow Uncle Traveling Matt as well with Audrey Mouse. And then when she could speak, go ahead and send her over.
Yeah,
and
we would love to have her.
Yeah, so you
absolutely. Yeah, I followed you guys. If anybody wants to ask me any questions, feel free to DM me. I'll stop shilling on your project. I appreciate it.
Feel free.
But I saw it. I was like, I got to take the opportunity.
Yeah.
Thank you, Uncle. We like Matt.
Thank you, guys.
So feel free.
I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
We love Matt, so obviously, because we got Matt up here.
Yes. Thank you, Uncle. Yes, Matt. What's
East Coast Matt. Hey, East Coast Matt, what you got?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Lamorne, I just want to say congrats on all your success.
Thank you, bro.
And future endeavors. I had a question for you when you were talking about the behind the scenes, and having an idea about making those NFTs and stuff like that. There's a GIF of you. You're wearing a purple shirt, and if you type "slick smile" into Twitter, your face would pop up. Have you thought about making that GIF in NFT?
Please.
That's you. You know what I mean?
I think
we use it all the time.
You know what? It'd be great, but I think the problem is that in that shirt and in that image, I want to say that's a scene from New Girl.
Yeah, it's from New Girl.
Yeah, so I don't own that. So I would have to.
Wow.
It would have to be. I would have to either recreate that. I want to say, and then get that. Because otherwise, that is the property of 20th Century Fox. I want to say.
Right.
Yeah. Yep, that's crazy. Even if that's you.
Even if that's you, that's the weird part about it. If it was used with the cameras that we were filming with. You know what I mean? So when I looked at, even though I looked into the camera and I was smiling, that wasn't used on the show. But it was you. It was just me behind the scenes, just goofing off. But it's the company's cameras that captured it. You know what I mean? So if that was somebody's phone, if that was one of my other castmates' phone, then I could own it. Me and that castmate would own that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's top 12 GIF of all time.
Man, I see it all.
It is.
Somebody just sent it to me today.
Yeah.
I think I've sent it to you too, Lauren.
Yeah?
When I first talked to you, I think I sent it to you.
And the one with him dancing with the bottle in his hand. That one too. That's my favorite one too.
Yeah, I wish.
I mean, even the other projects where you said you want to do behind the scenes stuff, maybe have those NFTs. Like I think a lot of people would enjoy that, and that's something you should definitely look into.
Yeah, thank you, man. I just feel like with fans, they appreciate more of the they love the character that you play, but they also want to know like how you really are in person. And sometimes you're a lot like your character, and they want to know how much alike you are like your character. And sometimes the behind the scenes stuff could really show it. And now that the show is still streaming everywhere, but now that we're not filming anymore, it's kind of fun for the fans to feel that energy that we were feeling while we were filming it. And so
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
In this day and age, there's always like that transparency with social media and all that stuff. Fans do relate to that behind the scenes stuff, like for real, they really do. Like I know I like to see it. I didn't even know Samsung Idris was like that, goofy like that behind the scenes, but on camera he's like so serious.
Oh yeah.
So let's take some questions from some of the people who came up there. Thank you so much, Matt.
Thanks, bro.
You're one of our favorite Matts. Matt, and then we have West Coast Closer.
Matt is a fangirl of Lamorne.
Yes.
He just is shy to say it, but he would send me so many gifts of you and his favorite scenes. And he was really excited that you're here, and I'm just explaining to you because he didn't bring that.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. I appreciate that.
Lamorne, these people are like really heavy in the NFT and crypto community. Matt's real name is King Shiba. I don't know if you ever heard of Shiba Inu.
Yes.
But he's the king of Shiba. He was in, what was it, Bloomberg for your interview?
Holy crap.
About Shiba Inu. So yeah, he really is big shit in the community.
I have any questions about Shib at all. That's King Shib right there, Matt.
That's him. That is him. They even named another crypto after him.
Oh, yeah?
So that's a good guy to connect with.
Oh, that's
But anyway, you guys, let's go ahead into the questions from the audience. Hey, hey, chick.
It's Madeline. Sorry.
Hey, Madeline. There you
go. Hey.
Bro, you could Madeline, bro.
I'm Madeline, but it was just supposed to be like a play on it. I'm super, super, super excited to be able to talk to you real fast, Lamorne. You're my favorite character from New Girl.
Oh, thank you.
I was looking on your IMBD. I know this might be off topic of crypto, but it says that in 2022, you're going to be in the Proud Family Louder and Prouder.
Yes, I am.
Wow.
Cool.
Yes, are you a fan? I take it you're a fan of the show?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be better now this time around. I heard that they're doing like adults and kind of like adult situations for pennies. So that's really exciting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I go on and I play this weird. It's hard. I don't know if I can talk about it.
Yes, you can.
I can? I guess.
It's a secret. We keep it all secret.
Lamorne, maybe you state everything as a question. You're not really telling us anything.
I might play a musician on the show. I might play a rapper on the show, maybe, but who's not the best at it, and he's also a sellout rapper, maybe, possibly.
Okay.
Whose name is Lamorne on the show as well, maybe.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Bunny, that bunny guy.
No, it's me. I play myself on the show, but I make fun of myself at the same time. And you know what's so funny about it? One of the producers and creators, Ralph Farquhar, he is a good buddy of mine. He asked me to be on the show, and he's like, now, when you're on the show, before you read the script, we're making fun of you a little bit. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, just don't take yourself too seriously, young man. And I was like, okay. So I read it, and was I making fun of myself? And so but it's funny. So when it comes out, I'm excited for people to see it. New fans and old fans of the show.
It's going to be super cool. Thank you, Lamorne.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Madeline. Thank you for clarifying your name and telling us he's going to be on the Proud Family, because that's one of my favorite shows also. He's just... Huh?
Where is Proud Family on?
The Proud Family, remember Disney Channel? Proud Family. Always be there.
I'm gonna watch.
Oh, Jukebox music producer.
I think you singing it made it less clear.
That was perfect.
Shut up.
It was beautiful.
Thank you, Jukebox. Jukebox, you got to make a beat to it, bro.
It's already done. It's sent in the email.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. So this is
Yeah,
jukebox.
this is jukebox.
This
Jukebox.
is
We have
Jukebox.
all the questions. We're just gonna stop asking him questions and ask you all of them
Yeah.
because we want to know more about him. Actually, about him.
Jukebox, have you thought about turning your beats and some of your songs into NFTs?
I have. It's just such a weird uh just process to try to figure out because obviously, you know, you want to give people a lot of special things, but there's just a lot of hoops you got to jump through, especially dealing with artists and labels and if there are any other writers that are involved and just trying
Yeah.
to figure that stuff out. So it gets a little tricky.
Oh, okay.
The way to go around that is to just create it solely on your own. Let's say if you did it yourself, like just yourself, you could go direct and make that into an NFT, right? And you don't have to ask anybody about it.
Oh yeah, one
Um,
for sure.
yeah.
Straight to
Let
mint situation.
yeah, less people, less problems.
Right.
All right,
Okay.
Jake, what's up, Jake?
Hi, I am. I mean, just to give me a second to fanboy here, I was a big fan of the Proud Family episodes. I also didn't realize. I mean, I was a big fan of New Girl. I was a big fan of. I mean, I'm a big fan. So,
thank you. I appreciate
yeah. I mean, oh, thank you. I had no idea who I was even in the presence of. I know we've got some check marks in here, but I was. I got brought up to speak, and I almost unmuted myself to say something, and I heard you were going to be on the Louder and Prouder, and I was like, oh my god, is that going to be Oscar? So yeah, I mean, I big fan. I guess first question now after knowing that, I mean, I loved you in New Girl as far back as April Fools. I love the Proud Family. I love Sandy Wexler. Like, holy shit, this is crazy.
Oh man.
So thank you for even being here. Also, what's your favorite piece? Like your favorite thing that you've put out, whether that be, I mean, film, whether that be a movie or a TV show. What's your favorite product that you've been able to be a part of putting out there? And then I do have a stock related question for some people, or crypto. Sorry, but wow, I'm starstruck. So thank you.
Oh man, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate the love. Over the years, I put out a bunch of stuff. Some on my own, some with friends, some on a more professional level. I gotta say there's a few things, but I would say one of them in particular because it was so silly and so stupid. It's so stupid. I did this thing, and there's two answers to this one. So one of them, I put out this thing called The Crossover, The Tale of Larry Moses Bryant. It's a story. It's a mockumentary. We did it with Uninterrupted, LeBron's company, and it's about a guy who claimed that he crossed over LeBron James when they were 14 years old. And now it's been the 20th anniversary of it, and he's still reliving. He's living in that moment, and he won't give it up. He's a garbage man. He lives in Akron, Ohio. He's a garbage man, but he walks around the neighborhood like he's like he got the biggest balls in the world because I'm still the dude who crossed over LeBron James. That to me was one of my favorite things to do because we created it. Some friends wrote it. The whole squad was just friends. You know what I mean? Not a person who worked on that I didn't know personally, and that's always, to me, that's the route that I want to go in my life. I call it the Adam Sandler route, where his whole team works on everything that he does. His friends, his family, his wife, his daughters, they're all in the same movies. They're in all his projects. His buddies, his assistant is in his movies. He works with the same catering team, the craft service person. They're the same folks on all his projects. So it's like a traveling family that moves around making movie. And that's why, to me, that was one of the favorite things that I've done. And then the other one, I'm not just saying that because he's in this room, but a long time ago, I met Jukebox, and he had a studio in his house. I forget where at the time he lived in the Valley. I forget where it was, and you were working on something with another friend of ours, and we started goofing around in the studio and making dumb music, and that turned into an album. That turned into an album over the years, and to me, that was just us again messing around and being silly, being funny, and then we got the privilege of having Common jump on the album. It was strange. It was a strange thing, but it was fun. We did it on our own way, our own time. That's that my thumbnail that you see, that picture. That's the cover of the album, produced by Jukebox.
I was just about to ask if that was the comedy album. I think I've heard it, but
Yeah,
maybe not all of it quite yet. Oh my goodness, this is crazy to me. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I would say thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah, I would say probably those two things are my favorite things to do.
What was the first one called again? Sorry, I think I missed the title of it.
The Crossover.
The
tale. Yeah, the tale of Larry Moses Bryant. Like, you just look up Crossover in my name and then it'll pop up.
Is that the song Common Hates Oprah? That's the one Common's on?
That's the one Common's on, yeah.
Yo, that's a wild title.
Yeah. But I tell you, and what's funny is how I got Common on it is that we just made it. At that time, I think Jukebox, what did we have? Like 5 or 6 songs that we were just had sitting around. We were just playing around with. Yeah. And then I went to go film Barbershop. And then that's when I met Common. And on all, in between takes, we're just goofing around, me, Common. There's a guy named Utkarsh and Budkar, who's one of the dopest freestylers. He's an actor as well. He's got that show Ghosts on CBS right now. If you saw him at the Oscars, he freestyled like a recap of the whole Oscars at the Oscars. He was in the movie as well, and we would all just, just messing around on set freestyling. And Common made a joke. He's like, "But you actually can kind of spit, bro. Like, hey man, you actually can kind of flow a little bit. I don't know, man." And so I was like, funny story. I'm recording something if you want to hear it. And I was like, I hate to be that dude, man. I hate to be that dude, but you got to hear my 4 or 5 songs that I got. And he heard it and he called me and was like, "Hey man, man, that's funny as shit, bro. Hey, if you want, man, I come to the studio and I jump on something if you want." And we were like, "Cool."
Yo, you're so good at that.
Man, so he came in. We panicked too. We were like, "What's the idea?" We were like, "Nigga, I don't know. We got Common coming to the studio." I was like, "Yeah, let's figure out something." And so the song is essentially about, like, Common's, everybody loves Common. Everybody thinks Common is this great guy, and he is. He's a very worldly guy, very respectful person. But this song is kind of debunking all that. Like, no, Common's actually a piece of shit. Like, Common is...
Should I play a little bit of it?
No,
yes, please.
No.
Lamar,
listen, this is a safe space.
No,
go ahead. Let me
play
say something
Common
first.
Play Common.
Play it, but then put a question
I've been
mark.
quiet in the background because I didn't know
Matt loves
girl,
you.
but I remember that. I do love Barbershop and your scene in Barbershop and Jumanji.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
So I'm a big Kevin Hart fan, and whether it was a little bit, but I do know you from Jumanji and Barbershop. So
man, I appreciate that.
Love all that. So cheers, man. Really happy to have you on. I didn't get to speak earlier, but I was kind of preoccupied with some night events. But thank you so much, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you, man. Thank you,
man. Thank you.
That's West Coast Matt.
Can we play
West Coast Matt? We got a few Matts here.
So this song is, just to give you a background on this song. My flow is different on this song intentionally because, again, I'm making fun of, because Common's an old school rapper, so I was trying intentionally to rap this way. But if you hear the whole album, it's a completely different flow. But just, I don't want you to be like, that nigga rap like he from the 80s. So it's like, no, I was trying to do that.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
Should I play it?
Yeah,
but it's a concept.
Listen, you are amongst degenerates, Lamorne. We're all degenerates. We literally trade high volatility shit.
Degenerate, but you guys could speak for yourselves.
Okay.
You're a degenerate.
Yeah, but just, if you're worried,
Christine's the most degenerate.
I'm not a degenerate. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Doors open and close.
Like, give me a second to understand what you're saying.
I found peace in being still.
Doc knows. I'm not.
He doesn't know the difference between bitches and hoes, 'cause them all the same. Oh, that mom's gang. He's a real low down, dirty shame. Bloody Mary nigga, say his name 3 times. Let me explain.
We leaving Mother Earth better than how we found her. If Earth was a chick, my niggas would surround her. Slap her around, then we gagged, then we bound her. Turn the shower on and let her run for an hour. Man, that's a common feel. Common don't think the Holocaust was real. Common don't think that slavery was real. But I can't speak for my nigga, but that is how he feels.
Oh my God.
shit. You ain't never heard me say that, G.
Wow.
Yeah, it gets darker.
It gets darker. Okay.
It goes
I'm
very
It's a
south.
prepared for it.
masterpiece.
Very
We'll
south.
listen to it later.
Yeah.
I
Very
ain't trying
south.
to get Christine's face kicked off.
They'll be like, wait, what?
Christine, we try to get our own space kicked off half the time. But anyway, but anyway, you guys, let's go ahead into another question from one of the guests here. We have LC came up.
Hi.
Hey,
Yes,
how are you,
LC.
LC?
Good. How are you guys?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. How
Chilling
about
too.
yourself? You're good?
I'm good. I'm good. Okay, so I just wanted to say something. So I just moved to LA,
Mhm.
and I'm actually from Kankakee, Illinois, but I did live in Chicago for 3 years. And I wanted to say, Lamorne, I definitely met Nils, and he told me a little bit about how he was your roommate because he was my manager at the time when I was working in the restaurant industry.
I love
And
Nils.
yes, I love Nils. He's awesome.
Oh, that's dope. Oh my goodness, Nils. I know he still owns, doesn't he? What other restaurants does he
Yeah,
run out
he's
there?
at Escobar. So
Okay.
he's doing his thing out there and he's killing it. So I mean, he's really successful in the restaurant field for sure, but he did tell me about your guys' adventure in California,
Oh
and
yeah.
I came to him for advice about it because I'm kind of in the field. I do get recognized more behind the scenes because I do a little bit of like production work, like set design or like production assistance. But I want to be in front of the camera. I'm just camera shy, and I'm
Well,
trying.
well,
I'm
you got a
trying to
problem.
get past this. So I just need some advice because I don't know what I'm supposed to be. I don't know if I'm supposed to be a comedian, an actress, or behind
Well,
the scenes, and I just want some advice.
well, I could tell you, the camera shy part it's a problem, but it's not a problem because at least you know what the problem is. It just so happens to be the big thing is you want to be on camera, so you
Yeah.
can't be shy of the camera. A lot of people are camera shy. They just figure out a way around it. So a couple of things you probably have to think about is make a list of all those reasons why you think you could be camera shy. When I used to be camera shy and I was like, I don't like my hairline. I don't like my gap in my teeth. I don't, all these things, you will find all these flaws about yourself. If you look at yourself long enough, you're going to find all these superficial negative things about yourself.
Yeah.
That's just how we are as people,
Mhm.
unless you're a good human being. No. But you make a list of these things, and essentially you focus on those things to the point where you're making them positives.
Mhm.
Where I love my gap now. Where I not now, I've always loved my gap, but I was like, do people have gaps on TV? Like, how does that work? And then, but now I'm like, man, this is unique. Like, I would never close the gap on my in my teeth. Like,
Don't
I
do it.
Yeah,
would
don't
never
do
do. Yeah,
it.
like
It's your
my
signature.
hairline. Yeah, I know. Like my hairline's crooked, but now I make fun of it myself. Like I'm like, hey, it's a thing that's mine. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you can't when you're on television and you're doing TV, whether it be hosting or acting, you as that individual you have to have a point of view.
Mhm.
You have to have a place that you're coming from. You have to have a thing that you might want to be known for, maybe. And you have to own every flaw, every advance that you have, everything. You have to own it all. So whenever you do play a character, you have
Mhm.
something that's unique. You don't want to go into an audition room and everybody looks exactly the same as you.
Yeah.
Because, and if they do, you then now can present that one thing that's unique to the world. Maybe you have a lisp. Maybe you know what you talk with an accent. Maybe
Uh-huh.
like those are all things that you have to embrace. And then when you start embracing those things that you might feel like make you camera shy, then they become an ally to you.
Yeah.
It helps you for sure. And it takes a little bit of work. I used to set up a camera in my apartment, and I would just do monologues from movies that I liked, or have
Mhm.
friends rehearse scenes from movies that I liked. We'd memorize it. We'd play both characters, and it was just for us. It was just exercise. So the moment
Yeah.
you do get an opportunity to audition for something, you're used to being in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
And just take a class too, because when you take a class, that can let you know quick if this is something you want to do, because
Yeah.
it's not easy. You do got to, it takes some work. It takes some work as a performer. You're going to have to,
Well, yeah. No, yeah, I definitely appreciate your advice. Thank you so much.
You're very
I
welcome.
took improv, but I only went to like level B, and I did it for Second City.
Okay.
I liked it a lot. I loved everyone in my ensemble. But I was just because I have anxiety, so
Right.
I was just always so anxious right before class, and I would have the hardest time like doing it. But every time I was just genuinely being myself, I felt like I got a positive reaction from the teacher
Nice.
and my class. So it's like, I don't know. I guess you're right. I just have to look past whatever it is that I'm stopping,
Yeah.
you're your own enemy basically,
Yeah.
So I
And it's
just,
like anything else, you have to just keep working at it. I'm sure,
Mhm.
anyone in this, like we're talking about NFTs and crypto and all that stuff. And it's a work, it's a work in progress for me. Even though I'm being interviewed on the show, everyone in this room probably knows more about it than I do. And
Yeah.
so therefore,
Yes.
I'm here learning as well. And
Yeah.
there's never take every opportunity to learn something, because, when if your cup is already full, people can't fill it for you. You know what I'm saying? So just
Yes.
take as many classes as you can, learn as much as you can, and you'll be better for it.
Yes. Thank you so much. If
That's
you ever need help with anything, I definitely got you. I got
Deal.
some background in media.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
I'm
Well, I
new to
appreciate that.
LA.
but
Okay.
so
Bet.
I don't chime in often. Again, another thing is it's so point. Your glass not half full. Always learn.
Yes.
Another guy that's ready to learn. I don't know NFTs. I'm with Christine Dahl, who crushed crypto, Rue, and I'm part of this group. But if anyone's not learning every day, that's the biggest downfall. If you think you hit your ceiling or you think you're better than anyone, you're only going to decline from there. So I appreciate those words. I caught that.
Yes.
So I'm always
Yes.
listening.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Always
you.
listening. Never, never, ever stop learning, and never, ever stop soaking up what everyone else can give. Because once you do that, man, it's a downhill fall from there. So keep learning.
Thank you
Good.
so much.
Oh,
Man.
thank you, West
Bro.
Coast Matt. Thank you so much, West Coast Matt.
Thank you.
All right,
So Winston has time for one more.
let's
and
go
I
to
know
Rue. Rue had a
Rue
question.
hand up so politely. So
Very
go ahead.
nice, very sweet.
Y'all know I'm the polite one. More, how you doing, my man? I've been chilling in the back, just enjoying your energy.
Man, thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
And me and Matt think the same way, because I was actually gonna make a joke about you being in the car when you said you was in the car earlier, and I'm just like that gif. I'm like, he must look like
that. Yeah. You know what? That's the look. That is a go-to look that I have, though. I just somebody rolled to my window and go, "Hey, what's up, bro?" I'm like, "Hey, that's it." Then I put that window up. Then I drive off, because again, I'm in a sketchy neighborhood. No.
I need to see what sketchy means to you, because we got definition. But I wanted to ask you, because I'm super super happy that you're embracing NFTs, and it's so cool to see you talking about it, and I hope to have more conversations around it. But I just kind of want to understand, like, what do you see with all these different ways with like the ownership of us adopting more ownership of our talents, and just things that we contribute to entertainment, especially on the entertainment side. Like, how do you see like the acting industry in the future? Do you see like going away, and then everybody just does their own thing? So it's that middleman obviously is gonna go away completely. Like, how do you see NFTs contributing to that? And just how everyone that does entertainment, they kind of use their own platform going forward now, and they don't really go into shows, or I'm just trying to kind of understand it from someone who's in the acting field.
Well,
What do you
well, there's a few ways to answer that question. I remember when, and this would probably be a longer route to get to my answer, but I remember I have a buddy named King Batch, Andrew Batchelor. He
I know King Batch.
I know
yeah,
him.
he's one of the most talented people that I ever met. Like he's so gifted in everything, and he knows how to do everything. And he studies everything. Like when I say everything, he studies everything. And I remember he hit me up on Twitter a long time ago. I posted a video called "No Gold Anything." I was parodying Belizean or Trinidad James, that song "Gold All in My Chain, Gold All in My." I parodied that and I posted it, and he commented on it. This is before he had any followers. This is before anybody knew who he was. And he said, "Hey man, I also make videos. Check them out, and I would love to collaborate with you on a video." So I went and looked at his stuff, and the quality of it was amazing. I was like, man, this guy's good, and his budget looked sick. So I did a video with him. We did this video, Django Unchained, the Django parody. And I mean, his budget was crazy. And I was like, who is this dude that has all this budget and like nobody knows who he is?
Vine.
But it was before Vine. That's what I'm saying. This was before Vine. So we would chop it up. I was like, so what's your goal? I know you're making very high quality stuff. And he said, well, that's the thing. I'm just putting my own money into all this stuff because I don't have an agent. I don't have a manager. I can't find one. So I'm trying to get into the business, and I know I'm funny. And I went to film school, and I'm just making these skits on my own. And we started making Vines. So me and him became buddies. Started making Vines. I wasn't on board. I mean, I started making them, but I was like, I'm on New Girl. I got a TV show. Like, I ain't got time for all this stuff. And he was like, bro, I'm telling you, this is going to be the new wave, like doing it yourself, doing skits. He's like, I know it's only 6 seconds, but trust me. I mean, and then when I say through the roof, like his notoriety, his, everything, finances, everything just went straight through the roof because he took it into his own hands. He said, you know what? I want to get to this level. So instead of trying to go through gatekeepers, instead of trying to go through the studio system, instead of trying to go through managers, agents, all these people, casting directors, I'm just going to go straight to the consumer with what it is that I know how to do, and then Vine, and then Instagram, and then the rest is history. Now, I mean, the movie star, he got movie, TV, he's directing, he does all this stuff, and he still has a social media presence because he has a direct connection with his consumer base. And I say that's the same thing in the NFT space. Like as an artist, again, you would have to go through all these gatekeepers. You know what I mean? You would, I don't know about the traditional art with painting and sculpting and all that stuff, and you got to go through art curators and these people and that and exhibits and to sell your product. But I know when you're working in the NFT space, you can have your own community of people, and you can just put your stuff right out there for folks who want it. And I think that's where we're headed. And in the film industry, I feel like it's kind of good. I don't want to say this I don't want to say this will be how it's going to happen, but I feel like film studios are going to start making their projects available in the NFT format, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Where it's like you're going to have to buy, it's going to turn into that for studios as well. I think everyone's going to jump on board. I would like to think that I love theater. I love old school movie theaters. I love sitting down watching movies. And hopefully that doesn't go anywhere. Hopefully there's a world where we can have both. But I do feel like we will be heading into that space a little bit more as well. And as far as the actor goes, I don't know. Again, for me as someone who does TV and film, I can control a little bit of that ownership for those things. But when I have projects that I'm directing coming out, or things that I'm creating, things that I've written, that will definitely use the NFT space as an opportunity to capitalize on that more and to get a direct, more one-on-one relationship with the consumer and with the fans, as opposed to having to go through all these gatekeepers, if that makes sense.
No, that was awesome.
Amazing.
Okay.
And I just want to say, like, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you get from this space. and I hope you allow us to play a role on helping you get where you're trying to get to. And hopefully we can get you to release your next album, man.
Hey, we will. Jukebox knows it's a slow process with me. I have a daughter now; it's hard. He got kids. We both got kids.
One thing I want to add on to King Bag. If you don't know him, just kind of look him up. But everything
I
Lamar
put
was
something
telling.
at the top. I put something at the top, Matt.
Yeah. So do this from Broward County, Florida. He's from Canada, but he went to school in Broward County, Florida, like down here. Like that dude is like for real, self-made. Like,
oh yeah,
and he deserves everything he got.
Oh yeah, like I've seen I used to go to his apartment, and he would have this big whiteboard, and he would have his goals for the day on it, and he would list out the vines that he wanted to make, and he would have some ideas that were good, some ideas that he would put question marks by. This is not that good. I don't know, and he would put the actors that he wanted to be in it with him, and he would call everybody. Everybody would come to his apartment. Because then you had other people who were there who had their own huge followings as well, and then we would just collaborate. And we would just, but he had to hit those videos. He had to post those videos at specific times, and if it didn't hit a certain number, he would take it down. We call it a delete. He'd go, it's not hitting, it's not funny. So you would take it down. So this way, his page is only filled with what we would call heat. It's like, this is only heat. It's only heat, not a delete. So you'd have to have it'd have to hit a certain number by a certain time, within a certain time frame, and that's how dedicated he was to it. Every single day, it was like his job. He would wake up, he would write these ideas, call people, hey, come by the apartment. We're gonna shoot. We're gonna do this. Boom, boom, boom. If you got any ideas, bring the ideas. Hey, do you know anybody who's like 6'10"? Hey, do you know anybody who's blonde? Hey, do you know anybody? We need to cast these things up, and we'd work that fast. And he was so efficient at it, so good at it, and it was like, again, he treated it like it was life or death. And obviously, he's enjoying the fruits of his labor for sure. So that to me, like, he's one of those people that, like, I follow his, even though like I got started in the business quicker than he did. He's somebody who I admire, and I look at his drive, and we talk all the time. His work ethic is crazy.
Wow. Well, I know you're risking your life there in Beverly Hills for us, so we don't.
It is sketchy. I'm not gonna lie to you. A guy walked by. He might have been stealing the car, but it's a Porsche in front of me. I swear he might have been. It might be his car. I'm not 100% sure, but he's probably stealing it. You know what I mean? I'm worried, you guys. So I gotta get out of here. But I really do appreciate your time.
Better safe than sorry.
Not too far from you, so I know how crazy it can get in the streets. So we want you to be alive.
Lamar, I just want to ask one more thing. Have you purchased your first NFT yet?
Does it count through NBA Top Shot, like trading cards and stuff like that?
No.
Yeah. No,
no.
As far as like a avatar.
You know what? I have a terrible story, and I haven't. But I have a terrible story, and this is why I haven't, because actually, I have a crypto one, and I'll tell the NFT one. Batch, same guy. He was like, "Hey man," he was like, "Have you heard of CryptoPunk?" And I was like, "What? No. What are you talking about?" And he was like, "Man, Gary Vee said I should get this thing and blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "You gonna do it?" He's like, "Oh, you already bought it." And it was expensive, but it wasn't expensive. And so he said, "You should get it." And I didn't want to pay X amount of dollars for a picture. I just thought, this is before I understood what it was. I was like, "Are you on crack?" I was like, this picture is pixelated. It's not even good quality. Like, it's like, this is how many mega? This is 2 megapixels. I said,
man, I see where this is going.
I said, Batch, I trust you on a lot of things, but Negro, you are stupid. I said, why would you spend this amount of money on that? And he's like, trust me, you got to get it. And I went on there, and I started looking around, and I saw these things, and I could have bought one. I don't want to say the number here. I don't want to put people's business out there. But
Why?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you the CryptoPunk that I could have bought at the time. I want to say was $20,000.
Oh my God!
And I was like, why would I spend? I said, are you sick? I said, that is the dumbest thing I ever heard. I tell you, it's now.
Now
That
you're
that
you're
one is, I think it was valued at like 650,000. And
Yeah, say less.
this was 6 months ago, 7 months
Yeah,
ago, maybe something like that. If that,
you fumbled the bag.
Look, go ahead.
well,
How much?
fumble
How much is it worth now?
there. Like I think it was like 650,000 now,
Oh, yeah,
700,000.
my,
I forget.
yeah,
Wait a few weeks.
yeah.
yeah.
Now you're
You know,
never question
52
bets
ETH.
again.
there are there are moments when when I'm going to the bathroom and I have a moment to myself where I think about this and I think, nigga, you dumb. It's always when I'm taking a shit. It's always what did you do?
It's always when you
Look,
got
that's
some
when we get
alone
our best
time.
thoughts.
Yeah, when you got
Yeah,
some alone time at night in your bed, staring at the ceiling.
I know. I feel like, nigga, why don't I take the time to learn more? Why
He's
did I?
like, why didn't I buy that pixelated
Yeah,
DVD? What's wrong with me?
I just thought Batch got so much money he don't mind throwing it away. I was like, bro, that's not how we all live. I said, bro, no, I'm not throwing that money away. And I'm like, God, why didn't you let me throw that money away? Why,
Exactly.
God, why didn't you let me sell it all and buy all those crypto punks?
Well, now
Well,
you had a learning curve, and now you know you can't just judge it by
I
like
can't.
how you look at it, right?
I
So now we know. And if you ever have any questions for like any of that, like NFT,
Right
cryptos, even
here.
stocks, yeah,
yeah.
just let us know, and then we'll walk you through
well,
it. But give us
well,
closing remarks before you head out, because we don't want you to be in danger.
Hey, before
Okay.
we go, I think Rue wanted
Hmm.
to give him a cloud house.
yeah. I just wanted to say, look, I want to gift you your first
Oh,
NFT.
really?
So I have my project. It's called the Cloud House. And I'm gonna make one specific and realistic. I'm gonna draw the abs and everything for
Oh,
you.
bro, thank you,
And we're
man.
gonna airdrop it just to
Oh, man, thank you, bro. Make sure you have the dimples too, because I have
The
those as well.
nipples.
Yeah.
What about the nipples? I don't know.
Hold on.
The
Oh, I thought you
dimples,
said
dimples,
dimples. Oh, you
the
wanted
dimples,
nipples?
Excuse
Nipples,
me.
the
Oh,
dimples,
nipples,
not the
dimples.
nipples, you pervert. No,
bro. Hey, she only hears what she wants
I
to hear,
know.
and
It's
she
10
heard
o'clock.
Look,
nipples.
It's 10 o'clock. You know what time it is. It's time for the
Man,
nipples.
man, no, man, come
It's
on,
time
the
for the nipples.
dimples. But man, I appreciate that. That's dope. That's love, man. Thank you.
All right,
Yeah,
Lamorne, you got
don't
closing
fumble this
statements?
bag.
Oh, wait.
I'm not.
Don't
Okay.
fumble this bag. That's right, Matt.
I won't. And that's part of my closing statement is learn as much as you can, because Lord knows I fumbled a lot of bags.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you're good at one thing doesn't mean you can't be good at a lot of other things. And so acting and creating is my wheelhouse. It's my passion, but there are other ways to expand and to grow and to, that can not only scratch that creative itch that you have, but it can also help you financially.
Mm-hmm.
In the olden days, our families, our parents, they would say, get you a trade, learn how to build something with your hands, and learn how to, use a mop. You never be out of a job and do all those things. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But a lot the younger generations are moving at such a high speed. We're learning how to generate income in so many other ways, and learning how to propel us into the future in such a great way that your mind never stops learning and never stops working. And so for me, and I would encourage everybody else to do it, is to just kind of slow down with the things you really, really love to do, and just open your ears and your mind to what's happening around you. So when you do see a 2D pixelated image, worth $20,000, you might buy it, because one of these days it could be worth a very nice size house. So uh, always just stop and learn, and soak all as much information as you can in. So that's what I want to say before I go.
Thank you so
Amazing.
much. Thank you, Lamorne. Winston, I just wanted to say New Girl is, again, my favorite show. Well, was my favorite show. And all the characters on there are just hilarious. You are definitely top 3.
Thank you. It's only 3 characters on the show.
I know.
But uh, uh, Jamie, a friend of mine, Jamie, she came up here. We are both fans of New Girl, and I know she wants to just say hi. Go ahead, say hi, Jamie, real quick before we go.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, thank you for letting me say hi. I'm a huge
Oh,
fan.
thank you, Jamie. I appreciate it.
All right.
Oh.
Well, Lamorne has to
Thank
go.
you.
I don't want to hold him up. So thank you so much for joining us, Lamorne. And if you ever want to come through again, let us know. Or if you need a walkthrough on buying any pixelated art, we got you. And then everybody in the audience, thank you for joining us. Make sure you guys follow him, follow the panel. And this is going to be on automatic playback. So once we end it, go ahead. And if you missed anything, it will have the play button. So go ahead and check that out. Thank you, Lamorne. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
I really do
everybody.
appreciate it.
Alrighty. Join us on Wednesday for West Coast Wednesdays, Thursday for NFT Thursdays, Friday for Crypt Talk, and again Sunday we have our next guest. All right. I will see you then. Bye-bye.